Let's go. Hey there, welcome back to another video on the Vic Mignogna situation. If I sound out of breath at any point throughout this video, it's because I pretty much ran 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. So I'm sorry if I sound out of breath or I look exhausted or anything like that, because I pretty much am. I just got back from the gym, had to run a few errands, but now I'm finally ready to record this and stuff like that. So first item on the agenda, something related to someone that I believe you all have. Well, if you've been following me on Twitter, you know exactly who this person is, and it's Renfamous. And so this is the last piece that I'm gonna do on her, unless something else comes up. I know that I stated that I was going to stop, but here's the thing: when I feel inclined to share this, just because of the fact that, well, I mean, I feel like you guys need to know if you don't follow me on Twitter or you're not in the loop. So let's go ahead and get into this proper. Okay, so if you guys can see that, I'm not really sure if that might be too far away for you guys on my end. I'm not really sure. I guess I'll find out in the editing process. But for those of you who don't know, Renfamous has been trying to get me to bring her on my channel to give her an exclusive interview. And this person was, well, not really pressuring me into doing it, but they were just asking me to. And so, I responded, because what she said was, well, first of all, before I cover this, do not go out and harass any of these people. Please, do not go out and harass any of these people on my behalf. I'm not asking for that. What I'm simply doing is, I'm sharing what happened. And I'm trying to give you guys insight into what's going on. So let's go on ahead and check this out. Probably should have brought some water in here. But anyway, dear, that's my Twitter handle. Please have @Renfamous on your YouTube channel. Her follower count is over 9,000 and will get you all the views. Now, when I first read that, I interpreted it as, they think that I'm just doing this for the views, because as you can see, I mean, she literally says, and we'll get you all the views. And so I put this: I'm not covering this Vic situation for views. I mean, for crying out loud, if I was just covering it for views, I would have just ended it with the first video. The fact that I'm continuing on means that I genuinely care about the guy. I'm covering it because it's something I believe in, and because it's about someone I really care about. With all due respect. But surely you understand more views means a bigger platform to get the word out on a topic you care about. I understand that. But again, other creators like Hero Hey and Yellow Flash have already been voicing their opinions. I'm just coming at it from a Christian perspective, not judging the other guys by saying that. When I said that, what I was meaning is I wasn't trying to, get on them in case they weren't Christian or whatever, or whatever. I was just stating that I'm trying to come at this from a Christian perspective. Granted, it's getting increasingly harder and harder to do so with so many people coming at this poor guy. But anyway. So you don't want a bigger audience to share the gospel with, is that what I'm hearing? This struck me as a bit odd, and so, here. When did this suddenly become a gospel conversation? All I said was I wasn't open to doing the interview. Yes, I want to share the gospel with as many people as I can, but at the same time, it's not about how many views or followers I get, it's about how many followers Jesus gets. Does Jesus have a YouTube? Because I bet he would have Ren on as a guest. You're missing the point. Sharing the gospel does not involve having Renfamous on my channel whatsoever. All that will do is corrupt my channel's family-friendly nature. Now, I feel like I kind of have to explain this. What I meant by corrupt my channel's family-friendly nature is the fact that, for me, when I'm covering this situation, even though this stuff has a lot of profanity in it, I myself try to hold back as much as I can. I try to keep myself family-friendly. And stuff like that. And so I'm afraid that bringing Renfamous on will not only make the conversation one-sided, but she'll pretty much run the whole shooting match, if that makes sense. And she'll, in addition, corrupt the channel's family-friendly nature by, just by her word of mouth, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, if you pay attention to any of her tweets, well, not any of her tweets, but some on the Vic situation, she curses up a storm pretty much. And stuff like that. So, yeah, she's not family-friendly in any way, shape, or form. You say that as if people can't adjust to family-friendly content when the occasion calls for it. Just look at Sesame Street and Thomas the Tank Engine. I will tell you that, at my Twitter handle, if you do this, I will join the feed. I will conform to what you think is family-friendly, and I know if it's asked of them, others like me will too. Well, here's the thing. What about the people that don't? What about the people that don't care? But I digress. So, anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on with Renfamous recently, and again, unless something major comes up, this is the last thing I'm ever gonna do. Because here's the thing. The point that I was trying to make in this discussion was the fact that I'm not having her on this channel whatsoever. It's not because I'm afraid of arguing with her. I'm not whatsoever. I can go a mile with the best of them. But what I was implying was that, what good would that do? It wouldn't do any good whatsoever, and besides, these people, they thrive off of you giving them attention. That's all this is. They thrive off of you giving them attention, and the moment you don't, they whine about it. I've seen plenty of cases like this. Granted, it's taken me a little bit to adjust to this particular one, because I didn't expect it, but at the same time, I've seen cases in individuals like this. I've dealt with them. And I know that the moment you give them attention, they will steamroll over you. At the slightest opportunity. And then on top of that, we got into another battle here. Let me see. Where is it? Okay. Now, this is actually the first thing that I wanted to discuss about Moncia Rial, but let's just go down for now. So let's see. So the same person from the Renfamous thread responds to this. Wow, I came here to apologize for giving you a hard time yesterday because you're young, and I know what it's like to be a hardcore fundie in your early 20s. But the other half of what I came here for clearly needs to also be said. The people you talk about are real people. What about the people that are defaming the Stand With Vic side? Are you giving any consideration to them? At all? I'll tell you, you're not! Oh my gosh. So anyway, you may believe with all your heart that you are out here doing the right thing because you're here for the right reasons. But you are talking about real humans with real feelings. You don't think that we're human ourselves? That we have emotions, that we can get motivated? That we have feelings? You don't think that... it's not worth it. It's not worth delving too deep into. But anyway... And can never expect to accomplish what you set out to if you insist on ignoring that. Ren is my friend. Monica, a real woman who was assaulted by Vic. I was about to say accused. You decide she's evil because Vic is a Christian and Monica is... Well, for all you know, she is also a Christian. We're in the Bible Belt. My father worked for a few years for Jim Baker, and even being a huge fundie, he knew that using religion to take advantage of seniors was wrong. My dad was so torn over it, he nearly died. Had to get a pacemaker and had to quit his job because of the stress. Not all Christians are good. I wasn't insinuating that all Christians are good. We stumble and we fall. We stumble and we fall. I wasn't... Oh my gosh. Not all Christians care about Christ. Look at the bakers, look at politics. They are Pharisees, to use an analogy you hopefully understand. Jesus hated that. So from one person who was a fundie at 22 to another who is, think for just a second how you are impacting others with your words. Here's an idea. Why don't you take your own advice? Why don't you take your own advice? I'll tell you why. Because that would involve admitting that you're wrong. Admitting that you're wrong and actually looking at the other side's argument. From a logistical standpoint. And think before following someone blindly because they assess to be a follower of Christ. Vic is a professional actor for sake. And when I saw that, it immediately lit a fire under me. Yeah, and the other professional actors, such as Monica, literally threatened to call Homeland simply because we didn't agree with her. That's a major abuse of power. Vic has been the most professional this entire time. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Vic has been the most professional this entire time. While the other VAs have been running their mouths, disrespecting their own fanbase, saying YouTubers like HeroHey and myself don't know what we're saying, Vic was completely silent, only issuing 3 statements of compassion. If anything, the other VAs are in the wrong, because they refuse to shut their mouths. After all, Monica claimed that her lawyer told her to stay off of Twitter, and yet she didn't. Meanwhile, Vic Mignogna not only retained an actual legal team, but he kept off of Twitter. Again, with the exception of those few updates related to the case. Meanwhile, some of the VAs have made threats against him, such as Jamie Markey, who flat out told fans she wanted his privates on a plate as well as his head, which is beyond messed up. The major flaw to all of these VAs, which I've been reiterating practically this whole time against Vic, is this. All they have is testimony, if you can call it that. I got news for you. It's not legitimate unless you have something to back it up with. Plus, Monica claims that this goes back 10 years and that it was done in front of fans. So you're telling me that for a whole decade, while this was allegedly going on, no one got a picture or even a video of anything happening? That's a major leap in logic. And before you say it's because they took a while to come forward, Monica claimed that this happened at conventions in front of hundreds of fans. Someone would have gotten a video or a photo, especially in the technological age that we're in right now. This entire situation was completely bogus the moment they didn't go to the police. The police should be your first course of action when you're dealing with something like this. Instead, they chose to take it to the court of public opinion. The main reason I think they didn't go was, number 1, they wanted to humiliate the man, and number 2, they knew that if they went without evidence to back up their claims, that they would be laughed right out of the station. Well, now they're going to be put under oath with these claims. And if they lie, that's perjury, which is a federal offense. So yeah, for being someone in his early 20s, I know a lot more than you think I do. And then, of course, you can see the response, which I'm not going to reply to. I don't really see the point in carrying on with this. There really isn't any. But, yeah, that's the whole 2 cents about that. And then... Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to cover related to Monica is this thing that was posted by Jordan Eshelman. Now, Jordan Eshelman once again gave me his blessing to read this, and I thank him immensely for that. So this is going to be kind of long, but let's go ahead and go through it. Well, guys, I figured out why #Monica Rial didn't give out the name of the supposed convention, and why she didn't publicly give out a year. Read my explanation below. It's worth the read. Alright, let's do that. As you know, I've said that Monica Rial used the whole mid-2000s, late 2000s thing publicly to weasel around the truth. A weasel word, if you will let me explain. In a private conversation with me, she says that Vic allegedly did happen in 2007, but didn't say that publicly. Now, why is that? Well, she also didn't name the convention or attendees either. Know why? Because if she named a year or convention, people who attended that convention, guests, attendees, staff, etc., during that year would read what she said and call her out on it. They would either say that never happened or would question her about it. And if that happened, then she would have a very difficult time explaining the situation to that person. I say this because Cassandra Morris, Gretchen on IO9, didn't name Colossal Con or the year. Why? Because she claimed that she got tickled by Vic during the Ask an Anime character panel, and guess what? I was there and in the room, and it didn't happen. And if Monica really was telling the truth, she not only would name the convention, not only would she name the year and not use weasel words, and in the room, hang on, I guess you took a screenshot, but, well, these are obviously screenshots, but let me see. Not only would she name the year and not use weasel words, she wouldn't use an alias on a separate source. There would be no need to weasel around the year, there would be no need to hide the name of the con, because those who were there would know what happened. She said she had panic attacks on IO9. You'd think anyone attending that con wouldn't notice that. Of course they would. But apparently, she is doing everything I explained. Why? Because it never happened. It's a lie. If I may. Bravo, Jordan. Bravo. Okay, and then this last bit, well, actually, second to last bit, actually comes from Supergirl. And so, let's go on ahead and just start reading these. Sakura-con is going after Nick because the person who owns the con and Monica are friends. I was banned from their Facebook page because I refused to be arrested or kicked out of the con for cosplaying as Rohan with my JoJo group. Reason why I mention it was because my friends were gonna take me if I did Rohan. My friend Zach went to Pensacon dressed as Edward, hoping to get his Bulma figure autographed. Monica stated you need to leave, and he was escorted out of the con. Was told to leave or be arrested. Yeah. That is a major abuse of power. That is a major abuse of power. Moving on. I mentioned it to my hashtag #IStandWithVic group, and he mentioned it to other cons in case they were going to get her. I even told my local cons not to bring her in because they will lose money, and what she demands is ridiculous. Sabacon stated they were gonna try getting Vic. What the F escorted out. He called me after he had to talk to the hotel manager to get his stuff. He asked me if I knew what the heck was going on. I told him the situation and stated, I can't believe she is being that petty. She kicked him out over a cosplay. Where do I even begin with this? So, you're going to kick a... Pardon me while I gather my words here. So, Monica, I highly doubt you're watching this video. Mostly because my channel is so low-key, and besides, you claim that YouTubers don't know what the heck they're talking about. But here's the thing. You're kicking a person out of a convention that they paid money for! They paid money to go to this thing! They didn't get a free pass, like you do. You're kicking them out simply for them expressing their enthusiasm about a character and about a voice actor. About a voice actor that you, Monica, despise. And in the process, you're also violating their First Amendment rights of freedom of expression. By having them arrested and kicked out. And gosh. I'm sorry, I mean, if it seems like I'm exhausted again, it's because I am, but anyway. Oh my gosh. So I also didn't have anything to eat after the workout as well, which I probably should have, but I'll probably get something after I'm done recording this. But anyway. So anyway, like I was saying before, Monica, you're actually doing something this petty. Keep in mind, again, these people pay hundreds of dollars to get into this con in the first place. And they make their own costumes. They come in the costumes. They come to get your autograph. And yet, you threaten to have them arrested simply because they're dressed as a Vic Mignogna character. That is stupid. That is so stupid and ignorant and blind. You're being blind to your fan base. You're slapping them in the face. But and then this this is actually the last little thing here. So I believe this was at, well, someone I found these on Twitter, and so I saved them, and so I saved them to my and so I saved them on my email. So let me see here. I believe this was after the con thing happened. I think after these started spreading around. But anyway, thank you, Monica. I really feel for you because I know the brainstorm you have been put into for simply speaking out your own painful truth. I can't imagine having to live through this in the public eye where the scrutiny is so vicious. Just know you have my heart and support. That means the world to me. Unfortunately, the harassment has been relentless, but I've learned to just ignore and block. I suggest doing the same. It makes your Twitter experience so much nicer. Monica, are you seriously having fans thrown out of cons for their cosplay now? That's pretty scummy if that's the case. That's absolutely not true. Please don't believe any of the BS going around right now. I haven't had anyone thrown from cons or panels. Yeah, these things beg to differ, Monica, and I hate to say it, but I believe the words of these guys over yours any day now, at this point. Just because of everything that you and the other VAs have been doing. No, my bad. None of that is true, not even in the slightest. I took several pics with Edward cosplayers at Pensacon and conventions since. It's just a character in an anime. I don't even know who the concierge for SakuraCon is. They contacted my agent and invited me. Please understand that everyone is trying to paint me as the bad guy. Well, here's the thing. At the same time, you're painting all of us as the bad guys. You're painting YouTubers like myself and Hero Hey Yellow Flash, that Umbrella guy. You're painting all of us like we're monsters and we're cretins. And here's the thing, we're not. I mean, all you have to do is look at the facts. Look at what's been going on. This entire situation. You guys have been going around patronizing your fan base, scrutinizing them, attacking them, threatening them. I'm not even gonna mention the Jamie threat again, but you're claiming that we're all morons. Here's the thing, Monica. If you're watching this video, you believe that you're entitled. You and the other voice actors believe that you're entitled, and you believe that you cannot be touched. That you can't be held accountable, because you've never been forced to be held accountable in your entire career for this stuff. I'd hate to say it, but that time's coming, because according to Nick Ricada, come the Monday after Kamehacon, which I believe is, what is that? Kamehacon is on the 12th, so Monday after that is the 19th, I think? Let me see here. Yeah, the 15th. So come the 15th, you are going to have a reckoning the likes of which you have never seen. Because as your wonderful boyfriend put it, Ron Soye, he's believed from the very beginning that Vic isn't serious and that he's bluffing. And that if you and Jamie go to court about this, you won't lose. I'd hate to say it, you're in for an extremely rude awakening, my friend. Because the court system and the court of public opinion and the actual legal court system are almost two completely different animals. With the court of public opinion, you don't need to put any evidence. with the court of law, you do. You're going to be put under a microscope. You're going to be put on the bench, under oath. And if you lie, that is perjury. An obstruction of justice. Guys, I knew I'd fly into a rant about this. I just, you know, I mean, I try to hold back as much as I can, but again, I'm just a man. I'm just an imperfect human. And stuff like that. I'm prone to mistakes, same as everyone else. And yeah, so we have the Monday after CommanderCon. We can look forward to potentially reading these legal documents ourselves. And I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm thinking of either doing a live stream or maybe just doing it pre-recorded. I haven't really decided yet. But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to reading those documents. Again, that's if they're available to the public. Hopefully Nick Ricada, provides links to them and stuff like that. Because I can assure you, come the 15th, the reckoning will be coming downhill. It'll be coming downhill like a comet. And we will finally know the truth. We will finally know whether or not Vic Mignogna is innocent or guilty. And I'm putting all my loose change into the innocence category at this point. Again, just because of how vile and despicable these voice actors have been. Alright, so these are just one man's 2 cents on this matter. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'm sorry again if I'm really sorry again if I look exhausted or anything like that, because like I said before, I just got done with a really hard workout, an intense one, and stuff like that. But I can definitely feel myself getting stronger, and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to where that leads me. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you support Vic Mignogna and you believe in I Stand With Vic, go on ahead and punch that subscribe button. Just like Broly did to Goku in Dragon Ball Super Broly. And yeah, leave a comment and let me know what you think. Spread this around. Also, go check out the other creators. They're all gonna be linked below. Just like in every other video I've done on this subject. And stuff like that. Tell them Mark sent you or Dragon Fist. I don't really know which one. I don't really care which name you use for me on here. And yeah, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. All right. So until next time, God bless and catch you later. See ya.